So now you take your polygon. Polygon is six-sided polygon. Specify a center, circumscribe. So now ensure your auto is on, and then let the radius of the circle be 22.5. Because we have to draw an M30 bolt, so you multiply 30 by 1.5. After multiplying 30 by 1.5, you get 45. So that means the distance across flat is 45. Okay, so that's why the radius of the circle is 22.5. So now you project lines XL, vertical line downward, so you can construct the front elevation as well. So now you can offset this distance, or before that, you take your XL, you place it on this horizontally, and then offset by 10. So you have this one downward. So now, what is the front elevation here? The distance here is 21. So how did you get 21? You only need to take that same 30, M30, you multiply by 0.7, and that's why you have this distance as 21. So dimension from here to here is 21. So now XL, enter from this point as well, downward. No, XL, enter from this point, downward. XL from this point, downward. Or you can just copy it, CO, enter. This is what we're copying. So we're copying from this point to this point. So now you can trim, TR, enter, and trim up all this. Okay. So now, okay, we can also trim up this. Okay. So now you can take your re command after setting this one to an angle of 60. Okay, fine. So you now come, take your re command or line command or construction line command or construction line command. You can pick up your line command. Now from this point we need 60 degrees. So off your auto, and then so that we can get perfectly at an angle of 60 degrees. Okay, we need to on our polar on. So now it is 60 here. So after that, you can copy CO, enter. So you copy from here, you can place it here. So now you can still repeat your array, place it here, and then 60 this way. And then you can copy from here and then to this point. So now after copying, you can take your C, enter, that's your circle, to this point. And then you can also take your C, enter again from this center to this very point. And then you take your C center from this to this very point. So you trim it, TR, enter. So you trim up all this. You trim up this, you trim up this, you trim up this, you trim up all these ones as well. You trim up all this, and then you trim up all these ones. Yeah, so once you're done with the trimming, you can then now take your line or ray command, come to your draw, and then this should be at an angle of 30 degrees to the tangent. So now like that, and then repeat. So from here as well, like that. So you can just trim up all these ones. You can trim up this like this, trim up this like this. So the same thing, you can trim up this as well. So now once you are done, you can also trim up this. Okay, you trim up this, you trim up this, and then this as well. So after which you can delete all these ones, delete these ones as well, and then you can also delete this. No, you are not to delete this, you have to trim it. TR, enter, you delete this, you trim this, and then you trim this, enter. So now you can pick the central point of this. This is the plan. When you look at it from the top, the shaft that contains the thread, you see it is not going to be seen. So you are going to draw a circle that is hidden line. So the central point. So since our polar tracking is on, we can locate the central point. This is our polar tracking. Okay, since it is on, we are tracking it. We are tracking the center. So now this is the center. So let's click here and then we draw. So the external radius is 30. That's why it is an M30 bolt. You press radius is 15, 15, enter. Okay. So now we also have the length of the shaft. The length of the shaft is 60. So we offset by 60, enter 60. So that will be from here down 60. Okay. So now we can locate the midpoint. Here it goes down. So offset to the right and to the left by 15, because that's the radius of the circle. So you can see it here, it is coming here and then here. So you also offset to the right. Okay, so you can see it is straight with this and this. So now for us to get the internal thickness of the thread, it means you have to multiply 30 again by 0.1, and that's going to give us 3. So it means you offset by 3, enter, and then 3, enter. So you offset this by 3 inward, also offset this by 3 inward. So that's to tell us here that the internal thread here is also going to be located. So at this point, we are going to have to this distance here. So now since it is hidden, you highlight this, and then you come to your properties toolbar, and then you load other lines. You come to hidden. So now this is your hidden line, or you can go for this, and then okay. So you highlight it again, and then you come to your properties, and then hidden. So now what we are left with is to trim, so that because the work is looking a bit rough now. So but before we trim, we can bold what we need. So let's come to properties, and then let's come to let's take 0.7. Let's take 0.7. 0.7. So now let's highlight this properties by layer 0.7. Okay, so now properties, match properties. So from here we're taking this, this, and then this, and then this, this, this. Then we're taking this. We're also taking this. We are taking this. We're taking this. We're taking this. So that's to say we'll have to change this and then this properties and then come to hidden. Okay. Alright, so now we would have to make it smaller. Let's see, properties. Let's come to order, load, and then let's pick this. Okay, I think that was all. So that one. Okay, so it's okay. Let's use that one. So now we also come to trim command, tr, enter. So you trim up this, trim. Okay, Control Z. You trim up this, you trim up this, you trim up, you trim up this, this. Okay, but we can join it back. We can join this back. L enter from here to here. So now you can also trim this place. TR enter. You trim up this, you trim up this, and then you trim up this, you trim up this, the whole of this as well, and then this, and then this. So now enter, and then you can delete this. Don't need this again, you can delete this. So now you can also trim up this. See, okay, now you only need to trim up this. Now the thread length is 40, so O. So now don't forget this is 45 degrees, while this is also 45 degrees. Okay, so now you can, here is meant to be 60 degrees, 60 degrees. So you change it now from 45 degrees, you take it back to 60 degrees. So now you take your draw toolbar, take your ray. So from this point, 60. So now that is 60 degree, and then enter. Space bar. From this point again, this point, that's 60 degree, and then enter. So you take your trim command, and then you trim up this. You also trim up this. So now you enter. So you can now take this line, L, enter, from this point to this point. L, enter again, from this point to this point, and then come to your match properties. You take this, 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 you take that, and then escape TR, enter, you trim up this, you trim up that, and then escape, and then you can delete this, you can also delete that. So now this is the plan, this is the front elevation. So you can trim up, you can delete all these ones, so your work is neater. You can delete all these ones. Okay, Ctrl Z. Instead you trim up trim up these ones instead, and then you delete these ones. can delete this one as well. So now you can pick up your line command, L, enter, and then join from here to here. You also join, and then take your match properties, take this one, place it here, and then place it there like that. Then escape, and then trim. You can trim this one as well. So now that is that. So now that we are done with the front elevation, we now move to the side elevation. So but meanwhile, you can also delete it. So offset, you can take our XL, enter, that's your vertical line, and then offset to the right by 10. So now this one is to the right by 10. So but meanwhile, this particular point here, L, enter from here to this point. The same thing, L, enter from here to this point. So now come to match property, you come here, and then you have this, and then you have this. So escape. So now you can come here again and make this one even smaller. You have this properties, load. Let's take even smaller. So now we have it like that. Okay, let's still maintain it with this one. Alright, so now once we are done with that, we now will continue with the side elevation.